I'm Samantha Escobar from The Gloss, and we're here with Makeup Forever's Talia Cich at the Makeup Forever Academy to do Duality.
All right, so this is Duality. So I'm gonna first start by mapping out the look. So I'll use a white cold pencil just to map out my lines so I can follow. And this side's extreme beauty, so highlight and contour, so I'll start with the most beauty side. So I'm actually using a concealer palette to go in and sculpt you. I'm just gonna create that volume by getting it there right under your cheekbone. So what I'm doing now, just going through kind of where we designed that line, I'm adding a little bit of dark so you see some sort of natural separation and contour happening between the beauty and the zombie. So I'm just setting all of our cream and liquids with powder, so then we can go in and work on top with eyeshadows and more contour products. When you're going in with eyeshadow and you've already done your complexion, lay down a tissue. That way, if eyeshadow falls, it will fall on the tissue, so you don't disturb any of the work you've just done. So definitely with this kind of look, you want to give yourself a very strong eyebrow. An eyebrow is a very easy way to give you some emotion to your look, especially for Halloween. I'm opening up your eye by doing our wing technique. So you notice the light all over the lid is really going to open up your eye space. And then I'm kind of exaggerating where your crease would be. So the key to any sexy Halloween look, of course, is going to be your wing liner. You have a great lip shape, but I'm just going to exaggerate a little bit at the Cupid's bow to give you a little bit more roundness through there. You can give your character a lot of kind of like personality with your lips. And I'm using a stain, that way it lasts all night. So I think now we have like a good finish to your beauty look. And we can move on to your zombie side. I just paint a little bit of the area with the latex, just so it gives it something to stick to. So once you have that, then you just place the tissue down. And the tissue on itself will start to give you texture. And then all you have to do is take that brush with the latex and paint it, and it will like rip it apart and kind of like start to like fold and give you that really like zombie flesh. And you can like pick at it if you want to like rip it up, if you want to, like skin hanging off. And the reason why I do this first is then it can dry while I'm painting the other areas, and then I can go back in and just sponge on top of it. And for this look, she has like a little bit of like skin coming up, so I ripped a couple of small pieces. So we can let that dry while we start the rest of the face. And just how I went in like with your highlights with the concealer, same concept, I'm gonna go with my light and bring out your features. So upper cheekbone, center of the face, arch the brow. The cool thing about working with a sponge for this look is because this look doesn't have to be super clean because it's more zombie. So the sponge will give you like a really nice texture, and then you can go in and perfect it with your brush. So I basically just get the structure down, and then I build a lot of intensity with our eyeshadows. I'm gonna go and intensify this green and kind of just set what we did and build up our contours. So really just intensifying my points of intensity. So I really want this brow to stand out, so I'm going to use the white highlight here. And because I'm kind of reshaping your brow, flash color works great to cover hair. So now I'm just going to give you a really intense smoky eye. So with any waterproof products, you want to blend as you go because they have a faster drying time. So I'll place it where I want it and then blend. Then I can start to use like a little bit of aqua black just to shade some detail and really get those points of intensity that we already placed down with that like olive green. So then basically the same concept, now that we have like that really strong base for the eye, you can go in and shade. So I'm just do some light shading like where that skin meets so you can see a point of difference. So now we can start painting the red, and then basically all we have to do then after that is go in with our detail work. So to go on top of the latex, it's best to work with a sponge. And then all you have to do is stipple. Then you'll see like that like the tissue gives you some sort of like the flesh happening just on its own. So you'll see this carmine, it's a little bit deeper, which will give it more like realistic tone. See parts where like skin's like kind of flapping, you can leave that highlighted so it looks like skin. So on this side, I'm gonna give you more of like a nude lip. And there's a little bit more character happening on these lips, like they're drawn out a little bit. So before we go in with our black detail, I'm going to show you one cool thing that you can do with another product called Aquarelle to give you like pops of white and also like kind of like a watercolor kind of finish. You can like tap it into the skin, and again, because this look you don't need it to be super blended, I like to just press it in with my finger to give you kind of like that water paint finish. Another thing that's important for looks like this is that my lines aren't the same width all the way around. So you notice I'll start thick, and then I get thin, and then I get thick, and then I get thin. So like where your points of intensity are, where like what's the most dark, I'll go thicker and then I'll thin it out. And I'm kind of doing a little bit of like jagged lines so it looks more like the skin's ripped off. A subtle amount of like detail really helps it bring it to life. So then we can go back in with a little bit of white and you'll see like when I pop it like in there, how much more those lines stand out. So I'm really just like using the end of the like liner brush to get like really clean detail. So I'm just gonna highlight and contour you. So basically what I'm gonna bring forward is your collarbone. So this will be like your lighter, then your medium, and you'll be darker on the perimeter. So same concept like a cheekbone would be. But what it's gonna do for this look is it gives you like a really cool texture and actually can help you get like water spots, which is really cool for this look. Important too, like not to use too much black because black can easily destroy all your work because it can just take away. So diamond powder is actually mother of pearl, so it's very refined. And the trick would be to blow it on. So now your skin is like gonna be glowing. So the last effect now is gonna be bled. I don't wanna cover the entire surface with the blood, otherwise it's gonna not look as realistic. So in areas where I want it to be thicker or look more shiny is where I'll put the blood. And like the parts that have like that skin hanging, you can really get those.
So there you have it. This is your ghoulish, glamorous duality look for Halloween. Thank you to Talia Cich and for Makeup Forever for hosting us. Be sure to subscribe to the Gloss's YouTube channel for more makeup videos. Thanks and happy Halloween.